just with my niece, because like you know how they do like little little book fairs for like little kids and everything.
Yeah, the
at some
scholastic
schools.
book fairs. Yeah,
yeah. And so my sister, so I've been teaching her, what it is that I'm doing here, and everything. And so she's been able to translate that to her daughter.
Nice.
And so when things come up like the book fairs, or hey, there's a little friend's birthday party, can we go get them this? Like, well, how much do you have in your little system here? How much do you have in your little banking system here? Like, oh well, I was kind of hoping we could spend something. No. This is your funds. Okay, and you have to decide, be like a good financial steward of what it is that you have. It's not just, it grows on trees kind of thing.
Yeah, just be fiscally responsible for how much money you have, and then the great thing is it's teaching him, I think, the value of things.
Right.
We were at the zoo one day, and they force you to go through the gift shop before you're allowed to leave.
Exactly.
Which is always just the great parent challenge, I find. But since he had received money from his birthdays and Christmas, and he's aware he has money, we said, yes, if you want to buy something, you can buy it. He said, okay, well, how much is the stuffed animal? I'm like, $25. What? $25 for just that? Let's talk Tales. Today's Tales with Taylor guest is a strategic wealth educator and insurance expert who specializes in helping current and future high net worth individuals create and maximize cash flow and build lasting legacies. For businesses, she offers a complimentary business valuation, and for individuals, a complimentary financial strategy session. So make sure you stick around and take note of that contact information to take advantage of those opportunities. It's Ashley K. Butler. Whoop, whoop. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you so much for having me today. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah. So tell me the tale that got you to financial planning, because to me it just feels like a lot of numbers and confusion. So
yes. So it all started long ago when I was like a little munchkin in school. Like, I can't wait to be a little insurance agent. No, I'm kidding. No, but for me, honestly, this really took a twist of a journey kind of thing. So I've not been in Arizona long. I moved here actually in February 2023, so almost 2 years ago. And I came here. I always tell people, especially when I'm speaking or telling my story, I came here like broken in every single way. So I was like financially broken. Obviously, I was still physically broken. I got the opportunity to be selected to go to Officer Candidate School for the United States Marine Corps, and unfortunately, I had injured my hip and everything, and so I was financially devastated, spiritually, I was a mess kind of thing. So I came here. Thankfully, I have relatives, my uncle and my aunt, who have a second home out here, and they said, "Come here, we'll help you get back on your feet." So in my journey of really just healing, like in every area of my life, I had found a board game of all things, all unconventional things, a board game. Robert Kiyosaki. I'm not sure if you know the author, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say if you're in business and you don't know who Robert Kiyosaki is, just go ahead and look in the show notes and get a link to that book.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, girl. And so I had read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I had read Cashflow Quadrant. And so he talks about the game, inside the actual book and everything. And I was like, okay, I got to go see if there's like some type of meetup out here or some group that plays the game that talks about, really how to be able to understand like how money works, not just for my personal life, but also for my business life too. And so I was really fortunate to be able to find a group out here and really just get connected with them. And thankfully, the group that I was going to, they also had a book club. And the very first book that was introduced to me was Becoming Your Own Banker by Nelson Nash. So the author of pretty much the founder of the infinite banking concept. And so that's pretty much how I got into the whole wealth building strategies, cash flow strategies, and through just a series of different events. And that's actually how I ended up finding Alpha Omega Wealth. And I had come to find out that they had started our firm back in 1999 under that author's mentorship.
Oh, wow.
And so they pretty much teach, financial planning in a completely different way than how I went about it in the past. So that's my journey to how I got to, where it is I am today.
Excellent. And, before you got to where you are now, you mentioned that you were going to go to officer school. Where did that passion of the military, start?
Yeah. So for me, I actually grew up as an Army kid. And so I grew up around that lifestyle. So of course, so we had the chance to go travel, obviously, of course, here in the States, but also in other countries. And so I believe I was probably about 10 years old when we had first moved to Germany. And we stayed there for about 3.5 years. And then of course, came back to the States, and then we went to South Korea, where I graduated from high school and everything. So like I said, so I grew up around the whole military lifestyle. I even did JROTC, which was an interesting experience. I wasn't the best student and everything, but definitely learned quite a bit going through that experience. And so for me, kind of like how Robert talks about inside the book, like go get different experiences, like go learn, what it's like to go lead people, to go be in sales, to go talk, to really go have a to go communicate with other people, go learn different aspects of it. And so for me, the military, that was one of the last things that I wanted to do in terms of leadership. And so even though that experience, I didn't get to finish it. I completed 7 weeks of the 10-week training program, and was also offered the chance to go back. But there was so much that had happened after that experience. I wasn't able to do that and everything, but just really blessed and thankful to have experienced that. Yeah.
That's very cool. What were some of your favorite places to live?
Yeah, people always ask me that. And honestly, I'm not being biased or anything, but Arizona, like, even though I've only been here for 2 years, and I really only consider really this whole year from February of this year to this upcoming February, really like my first full year living here. Because when I first got here, like I was still on crutches or still walking around with like a cane and still kind of going through physical therapy.
Not fully living life.
Yeah. But now that I've gotten a chance, obviously I can walk again and everything, getting out and about. I really consider this place to be like my most favorite place. Like, it's beautiful out here.
It's so gorgeous here. And I'm not originally from Arizona. And so, I know I can vouch too. Arizona's been one of my most favorite places to live. Granted,
Absolutely.
I haven't lived nearly as many cool places as you have.
But But because like each place is so different. Obviously, Alaska is very different from North Carolina. North Carolina is very different from South Korea. Like, each place is different, but each place has like its own unique flair to it. But I would probably say Arizona is still like my favorite place that I've lived.
Yeah, well, you gotta love the weather when you can.
Yes.
Although the summers are brutal, but we just go from AC unit to AC unit to pool, and you're good to go.
Yes, absolutely. And Alaska, you can't do that. So so
that's very true.
Yeah, so I don't do the cold and everything. So yeah.
Excellent. We are so happy to have you here in Arizona, and I know we've had the pleasure of originally connecting through NABO. So tell me, how did you originally first get connected with NABO?
Oh my gosh! Again, through another series of here, there, and really, that's honestly really where I kicked off like a lot of like my networking journey. Really like building relationships with all the people. Like, how I came to meet so many people. Like, I came here, like I said, not knowing a single soul, and now I have like lost count of the number of people that I know while being here, but both here in Arizona and also virtually. But NABO was one of like those first few places. And so I had gotten connected. And actually, Tanea Hairston, our current president, I met her through our Cashflow game group.
Very cool. Well, because she's in finance as well. So
exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I feel like with Phoenix, it's a city, but it does have a lot of small town attributes.
That is
to
true.
it.
Yeah, definitely. So I had met her and had found out that she was connected to NABO. And then I had also met Wendy Cornell, who's also a NABO member. And I had met her through just all my constant networking here and there, from one networking group to one networking group to one other networking group, and had found out that, oh, you live in Gold Canyon too. And she had told me, like, why do you live in Gold Canyon? It's for old people. I'm like, Wendy, it's not me. It's just my uncle and aunt. It's their home and everything. Kind of.
I am one of the old people. No shit.
Exactly. But I had gotten connected with her, and we had met for coffee. She was telling me all about NABO. I'm like, oh my gosh, do you know Tanea? Like, yeah. She's our current president, our incoming president. And so that's how I got connected, by them and by so many other people along the way. So yeah.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So when it comes to, financing and saving, what would be like the ideal age you think that someone should actually start considering having a savings account, and perhaps, even just starting that savings?
Yeah. That is a really, really great question. And honestly, I would say like the sooner you can start, the better. I mean, like the way that we go about teaching our clients, and really what our president drives home, like he always says, especially when talking to, it doesn't matter whether it's a current prospect or, a current customer or a client of ours, like he always says, like, I want you to be wealthy so the way that you can go do more good in the world. And so we really start that from, I mean, like for us, like we also our practice, we practice what it is that we preach. And so for me, like my niece, she just turned 8 this year. And so we got her savings started kind of thing. But there have been some of our team members, like they've gotten savings started for their children when they were first born kind of thing. So it's really not necessarily an age. It's just understanding, okay, why is it that I'm doing this? And not just saving just to save, but I want to be able to use different tools where I can be able to create cash flow and also save too, So yeah.
Definitely. So it sounds like, you said eight, but almost it's never too early. I know with my son, we gave him a bank savings account when he turned 1. We start putting any money into that. And he is a saver today. He was actually counting his money. He, in his wallet and piggy bank, $176.16. Yeah. But every time he asked us to buy him something, we're like, sir, you have more money in your wallet than we do.
Yeah, exactly. No, and it's the same thing too. Yeah. Just with my niece, because like, you know how they do like little little book fairs for like little kids and everything.
Yeah, the scholastic book fairs. Yeah.
Yeah. And so my sister, so I've been teaching her, what it is that I'm doing here and everything. And so she's been able to translate that to her daughter. Nice. And so when things come up like the book fairs or hey, there's a little friend's birthday party, can we go get them this? Like, well, how much do you have in your little system here? How much do you have in your little banking system here? Like, oh well, I was kind of hoping we could spend something. No. This is your funds. Okay, and you have to decide and be like a good financial steward of what it is that you have. It's not just it grows on trees kind of thing.
Yeah, just be fiscally responsible for how much money you have, and then the great thing is it's teaching him, I think, the value of things. Right. We were at the zoo one day and they force you to go through the gift shop before you're allowed to leave.
Exactly.
Which is always just the great parent challenge, I find. But since he had received money from his birthdays and Christmas and he's aware he has money, we said, yes, if you want to buy something, you can buy it. It's like, okay, well, how much is the stuffed animal? I'm like, $25. What? $25 for just that? And he's like, what about this little necklace? And I'm like, that is $15. He's like, what? Just for this little necklace?
Yes, so, inflation is eating away, son. Jesus. Yeah, but it's good that they're understanding like, it's not just I can just go have every single thing that I want and, mommy and daddy will take care or somebody will take care of it, not me being responsible kind of thing. So, and like I said, like that's pretty much what it is that we drive home. And so, like I said, whether when people, like whatever they choose to get involved with us on whatever product, whatever service, and we're really not necessarily like a product focus, we're more so solution focused.
Nice.
What is it that you're looking to achieve? And like I said, like that mindset that your son has, like that's what we're trying to drive home, when it comes to working with people. So, yeah.
Very cool. And then you said you also work with businesses. And so you provide a business valuation. What are some of the key, indicators that you look for in that valuation?
Yeah. And so we're actually really fortunate. So actually one of our partners through one of our carriers, they're able to offer that service complimentary to business owners. Because to be able to go get a business valuation, like an official one, like it ain't cheap. It's, it's just a couple dollars, $25,000, $30,000.
It's a drop in the hat.
Yeah. It's a couple dollars kind of thing. But being able to kind of give people, like a ballpark, a range, like an actual, something that you can go take to your CFO or to your accountant or something like that to like when it does come time to go sell a business or if you're looking to transfer business. Exactly. Or, maybe transfer business to children or to a key business partner if you're looking to retire or step away, whatever the case is, being able to have something official. We do that as well too. So it's just making sure that people have all their documents in place and not. We always say people, especially when it comes to like the actual business, like the business planning and valuation process. So there's the real actual value of our business, and then there's the emotional value of our business, like what we think it is, and then what it really.
It's like that with any kind of personal connection. When you're ready to sell your home, and the appraisal says it's only worth X, and you're like, but my kids were born here.
Yes, exactly.
And the other owners are going to care about that.
No. And we did get some new floors in. You gotta count that too, kind of thing. So yeah. So, but and that's the thing too. Like making sure because we get it. Like your business, it is your baby. You put time, blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, like I was actually talking to somebody last week too. Like they had started their business the same time that their daughter was born. I was like, you had 2 newborns.
Yeah, you had literally having 2 babies.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And And it's like the time and commitment that goes into
building that.
But
I couldn't imagine that. I started my business, well before my children. I could not imagine having that feeling, because year one's a toughie.
Yeah.
For both.
Yeah. Exactly. I was like, for which one?
Oh, both.
But but it's so true. And like I said, and it's just bringing, like I said, a lot more of that education. I mean, if anything, a lot of what we do, I mean, outside of course, meeting with clients, it's a lot of just the educational things, like whether it's webinars or like online, of course, and also in person, different things too, just offering different things so people can come to. And a lot of what we offer is free. There are some other advisories out there that like, you guys don't charge for that. And some of them, they do charge, thousands of dollars. I'm like, no, I mean, like whatever people choose, to implement with us, we'll end up getting paid on the back end as long as they make sure that they have what it is that they need. They know all the options that are out there versus just, okay, I'm just going to go here and pay something and hope that I'll figure it out with what it is that I don't know, because this isn't really my field, my expertise kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's why we do a lot of what we do in terms of the educational side of it.
Very cool. And in your bio, you mentioned that you're an insurance expert. So in particular, what insurances do you help people with?
Yeah. So me personally, so I focus more so on pretty much like on all different types of life and also disability insurance products. So
really goes hand in hand with, like, I think the future, the financial planning and future planning. Yeah,
absolutely. And I really focus on the disability side, obviously, of course, because of what I went through in the military and just being financially devastated and being homeless. And so even though I went through that as a single person with no children, I'm thinking about people who are married, people who do have children. And if the main breadwinner or the only breadwinner, if they go down, what happens, like where, because really, it's not really a thing of people dying too soon. Like statistically, people are going to like we're at a point now where we're living well into, our 70s, our 80s, and even hundreds now. So it's really not a thing of dying too soon. I mean, yes, that does happen, but statistically speaking, that doesn't happen as often. It's more so you're more likely to get, too sick or too hurt to go to work. And it's like, what are you going to do?
Right.
Where are you going to be able to get that income coming in? So that's why I focus on that one, because of my own personal experience. And like I said, just more so just the educational piece of it, to make sure people understand, like, hey, if you go down, you have guaranteed income coming in for the rest of your time. So whether you choose to get into a different line of work or whatever, you still have something coming in no matter what, kind of thing. And then as far as the life insurance aspect of it, it's kind of twofold. So there's there's also the retirement planning portion of it, but there's also other aspects of it too, the savings aspects of it. So whether that's college planning, whether that's, like I said, just looking for alternative ways to do, financing for business or for real estate investors or for anybody who's looking to do anything else too outside of that. It's offering those different options that most people don't know about when they think of life insurance, because they only think of, so somebody else will benefit if I pass away.
Die, yep.
Right. But no, what about the other things, the living benefits, the cash value side, the other things too, like the long-term care needs. Again, like I said, if I get, too sick or too hurt or injured, there's other things out there that will take care of me in the event of something happening, if that makes sense. So,
it's really interesting, because when people say like insurance, I offer insurance, I think people automatically think, car insurance, because you have to have it,
PNC,
home insurance, but not so like even myself, who has been grateful to be around so many different industries and learn so much, like even myself kind of struggle sometimes, like, wait, what is disability insurance? Is that only if I, can't walk, so like when should someone start considering disability insurance?
Yeah, no, that is a really good question. And honestly, again, like I said, just going back to my personal experience, like, I mean, I was always one where I'm like, no, I mean, I'm fine, I'm healthy. I mean, I probably only see the doctor maybe once a year, just for like the well woman annual stuff.
Right.
So I keep pretty healthy. I'm physically fit, I eat well, kind of thing. So I'm not really concerned about that until something happens. And so for me, like I said, it was that injury, and I didn't realize just how, number one, how fragile we are as human beings. And then number two, it's like, we don't, you don't know when that point is. But it's like I said, it's still making sure that you have something in place in the event of. So I can't really say, you got to have it now, you got to have it at this point, but be considering,
be aware of things can happen. So if someone was wanting to get disability insurance, and if they were then, in a car accident and then were unable to work, that disability insurance would then help them in a sense of filling that gap of what, you're not getting from not being able to work. So,
right.
Okay.
Exactly.
And so you can get disability insurance on your own. So I feel like, you hear about workers' comp, and I know as a business owner, it's like we have to have workers' comp, but this is something separate as an individual that you can get.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you got to protect yourself. Your employer, if you are an employee, a W-2, your employer can only do so much.
Right.
But yeah, it sounds like you just almost need to look out for your own life.
No, but even with that too, I've even come to learn this too, because even for some of my fellow W-2 people, some of them, they think well, my job, it covers everything,
workers' comp,
right, but only to a certain extent, because a lot of them are not necessarily reviewing the full benefits. Like usually HR is usually not sitting down with you for a whole day going over every single detail of how
do you understand everything on this stuff? Yeah,
exactly.
I understand everything.
Because we've had cases where and actually this was actually a government employee too who worked for the post office. So he passed away. One of the guys who I was working with, his fellow coworker had passed away, but he had passed away on a weekend when he was not at work. So there was some level of benefit, but it wasn't the full maximum benefit
because it wasn't on the job.
So it's like make sure people understand how does my disability benefits work, how does my insurance, how does all the different aspects, how does my 401k, how does this or whatever, how do all of these things work for my benefit. And if it's not, so still take the benefit. Hey, still take whatever you're able to get, but definitely make sure that you're also still shoring up some of those some of those gaps there, if that makes sense.
Definitely. So, yeah. And then in the terms of the life insurance, I know I got life insurance when I was very young, because isn't it true that the younger you start, perhaps then the less expensive it is?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And insurability is a gift. So yes, so definitely the younger you are, obviously, of course, the healthier you are, yes, the less expensive it becomes, because like I said, I mean, it being a gift that it is, and since for me personally, and that's also another reason why I do teach this, is because I actually lost my insurability. So I mean, I still do have my own insurance in place and everything from before, because I did get it when I was in my 20s and everything too. But but now it'll be up for review next year, and I may be insurable again. So it's like you really don't want to roll the dice like that when it comes to that. So yes, obviously the younger you are, the cheaper it'll be. And I always tell clients, even if they're not necessarily fully ready to take the commitment, I would still just take whatever the cheapest the cheapest thing it is, just to have something,
right, or at least explore the options,
right.
Because that's the thing. I any of you out there in your 20s, I know when I was in my 20s, you think you're young, you're healthy, you're not gonna die, you don't have a husband, you don't got kids, you don't have anyone you gotta worry about. But it was honestly my sister getting cancer and now not being insurable was like, and then meeting people who provide life insurance and learning like, oh wait, I'll actually save money if I just get evaluated now and everything, then if I wait when I might care more in my 30s when I have a family.
Yes, exactly. But it's true though. It's true. And like I said, it's like, and it's a lot of things that you're saying, like it's exactly how I used to think, to like, no, I mean, I'm healthy, I'm fine, nothing's ever going to happen until something does happen. And so whether it's like a terminal illness thing, whether it's an injury, whatever it is, it's like, oh wow, this does happen. And by the way, it happens every single day. It's just, it may not happen to you yet, but it's just, you never know.
Yeah. And then you can't turn back. You can't go, okay, I didn't know I was going to get cancer.
Exactly.
Now I do. So can we just get that insurance? You never know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No one plans for the car accident. No one plans for cancer, but you got to plan for those what ifs. So, and that's what it sounds like your services can help us do.
Right. Absolutely. So
excellent. So what's a tale you wish you would have told your younger self? And this could be your 10-year-old self. This could be, your 20-year-old self. But what would be a tale you wish you would have told yourself?
Oh, wow. Probably would say, let people in. Let people in. I mean, obviously, I've done this, like I said, since, being here. Like I said, I've actually, like I said, I've lost count on the number of people I've met. But in my 20s, I really wasn't working on myself like how I was, or how I am now, how the amount of time, the amount of everything that I've invested in, like personal development stuff and getting around good people who really want to see you thrive and do well. That I really didn't do that in my 20s and everything, and was just kind of struggling here and there, bouncing around, and really not forming, solid relationships that could really help you kind of thing, or could help me. So that, I would definitely say, open up more and let people in.
Excellent. That's a really good lesson. And, we are super grateful that you're in NABO. Every time I see you in the room, I can see that beautiful smile. If I'm doing photography, you're one of the people in the room. Like, hey, I know I got a good smile. You know, there's just certain people I know for a fact. I'm like, all right, I got a good smile picture. Yes. So thank you for being one of those.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, definitely got a chance to meet so many great people in that room, and just, I mean, you one of them as well, kind of thing, and just. And yeah, and like I said, just really just letting the whole process go. I mean, obviously, I mean, you know, it takes time to be able to build a business and to be able to get up and going. But I mean, like I said, since being here and since, like I said, letting people in, I've been able to see a lot of business growth. I mean, like income growth, and also, you know, like I said, like client growth, and also just friend growth too, that I never saw prior to this experience. So.
That's excellent. Yeah. That's excellent. Yeah. What's your favorite animal with a tail?
Oh, geez. Let's see here. Dogs really love me. I'll just say that.
But do you love the dogs? You said dogs really love me, but do you?
Oh my gosh. No, I mean, well, it's not that I don't hate dogs or anything like that, but just, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of more of like I mean, I can be high energy, but like sometimes I like to relax. A lot of those high energy dogs, oh geez. No,
I like being like an aunt to a dog where I can play with it and then go, it pooped over there. You got to take care of that, because I'm not.
But the whole, exactly. So with that, that's why I don't do it. But if all of that maintenance and other things, if they can learn,
that's why I have cats.
Yeah, and that too. So I'm allergic to cats.
See, I had a feeling. I was like, it sounds like you like a cat. You know, something calm and you know, low
they
maintenance.
Mind their business and everything. But I am allergic. Yeah,
you just gotta take an allergy medicine every day. It's not that big of a deal.
I did that with my last boyfriend. I forgot how many cats he had. I'm just like, yeah, I can't. Like every single time, like I can't be taking Benadryl and Claritin every time I come. I just can't.
Sacrifices for love. No, see, I'm that borderline crazy cat lady though. So that's wild.
I'm a crazy cat lady. But yeah, so some of the animals for right now.
Okay, but that's no problem.
Ideally, a dog would be ideal.
Is there like a certain breed you like?
Let's see here. Sapphire, I forgot what breed she was. And this was actually for a family friend of mine.
Okay.
I have a pet sat for her. I think she was a mix of I think a pit bull or something, Staffordshire or something. I forgot what it is. I'll have to go back and look it up. But beautiful breed and high energy. I'm like, girl, like, can we just calm down and relax? And she just be just excited, and like, it's always those excited ones. So.
Well, I think it's almost good training though too for for kids. Like if you're gonna do a kid, maybe deal with the dog for a day.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah.
So that's excellent. That's excellent. And you shared a few books already with us, but what's like your favorite tale you've either read or even watched? Since you know I love videos, I love movies, so you can share what's your favorite movie.
Wow. Let's see here. What is it? Hard to say. I mean, I probably, and of course, obviously, this is more so an industry read, but I probably would say like the book that really just like sparked so much. It was that Becoming Your Own Banker. Like
Becoming Your Own Banker.
Yeah, like really for me, like I said, I guess just because of like that stage of life, like where I was, like, you know, really wanted to come up out of being financially devastated, and really wanted to take control over my financial life. That was the book that really just like lit the fire. Like I have got to learn more about this and go share with other people.
What was one of your biggest takeaways from that book? Like what would be something that either you did and it really helped change the trajectory of your financial situation, or you know, what was one of those pieces that you took from it?
Yeah, it was really because Nelson, like he's really telling like his life story in the process of that, like where one of his grandchildren had cancer as a baby. I think at 6 weeks old, he was going through his financial devastation struggles. He had owed, I think, more than like $500,000 back in like the 80s when inflation. So like $500,000 back then is probably close to about 2.5 to 3 today kind of thing. Back then in like the 80s, where like and interest rates were like 20-some% kind of thing. So it was pretty steep. And so he was just talking about his struggles, and then how he had come about, you know, or come about, you know, the infinite banking concept and how it works, and how he was able to use that. And really, like I said, it was really just his story. You know, for me, it was like, wow, like if this man can come up out of all the different situations on top of those other ones too that I just mentioned, you know, I can do this. Yeah. I can definitely do this. Like I can definitely come up out of this. I mean, I'm still going to have to work on, you know, myself, my heart and mind and everything. But this right here, I know for sure that I can do this and I can share this with other people. So that, like I said, it is more so industry read, but it's not necessarily like a financial book per se. It is, but it's really not. It's more so just, talking about human behavior and how we look at money and how we see money kind of thing. Not more so just, oh, you got to invest here, you got to do that, it's nothing like that. It's just more so the human behavior aspect of it.
That's excellent. And I know you say it might be like industry specific, but it's not. Like dealing with finances and money is a human experience. It's, we can't function and, truly in a, society without some basic understanding.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, and it was really playing Robert's game, the Cashflow board game, where it's like, even though it's a game and like, people, they think like, oh, is it like Monopoly? No, Monopoly teaches you to bankrupt your friends and family. Cashflow. Yeah. Well, it
does. 5-year-olds play Monopoly right now with Papa.
Jeez. Oh, jeez. Yeah. I taught that to my niece and she gets a little...
I think it teaches negotiation personally, because like once you get down to it, eventually it's all right. You need something, I need something, so let's negotiate.
Right. Exactly.
And then you just gotta be careful for those nanas who then just rip off their grandkids. But I'm not gonna.
But we're not gonna talk about that.
It's not Thanksgiving, so.
But yes. So it's really more so like a taker game, whereas Cashflow, it teaches you to work together.
Yeah.
How can you get what you need? How can I get what we need? Or what I need? And how can we serve the entire community? But the table here. How can we make how can we? And not everybody gets not like participation trophy, like everybody wins, everybody gets something. No. So you may need X, Y. I may only need Z, but you need this, and I have X, and I know Sam over there, he has Y. We have something going together, so he can get. So you and I, he can partner together and get you what you need, and I can get what I need from you, kind of thing. So it's more.
What's the name of this game again?
Cashflow.
Cashflow. Okay, yeah. Cashflow. Yes. Yeah. I've never actually played it. I've read.
I got it in the trunk. So
okay. Well, we should bust it out right now. So how many people do you need to play Cashflow? Because it sounds like you do need quite a few.
No,
people.
I mean, at least 2, of course, but I believe up to probably like 8 or so people, and it's interesting, like I said, because it's like it's taking the Monopoly thinking, I got it, like this is my deal, like nobody else can have it, because it's like really like how you deal with money, how you see money, how you see opportunities, and how you look at different deals. A lot of that comes out, and the way that people watch you play. And it's kind of like, and it was actually one of the guys in my network who had said, well, actually think about it. It's kind of like golf, like where, oh, well, I did hit that, but I'm going to mark it this way. People, they're watching that. They watch what you do, like your character.
Yeah.
And again, the same thing with cash flow, with money, how you see it. I'm like, oh, okay. Like it really begins to come out. And it's like, yeah, like the way like you're thinking and how you see it. It's just a game, but is it really? Kind of thing, because it's how you see it. And so my thinking, because of the book and because of the game, it's changed, like dramatically changed with it. So yeah,
I feel like you should propose to Tanea for us to do like a cash flow game.
You are like I think the third person that has actually asked it, like I feel like a happy hour event or something like that.
Well, there you go. Now it's true. Like once you hear it consistently, you're like, okay, there's something there. It's sticking.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, why not? That could be a lot of fun. I know actually when we for NABO during COVID, when we were at lockdown, we did a murder mystery.
Really?
Night. Yeah, it was just to switch things up because everyone was just, instead of the regular networking, we did a murder mystery. So everyone who registered was given their little names and all the stuff, and everyone came dressed up in their little personas. And
I love it.
So everyone really enjoyed it. And I know ever since that, everyone's like, oh, we should do another game-like thing, a game-like thing. We've never done it because now the world's back open. We're just having our typical signature events and happy hours. But that could be a fun idea.
I'll see what I can do.
All right. So yes, everyone stay tuned for that.
Yes.
Excellent. Yes. So if you were to write your own book, what would be the title of that tale?
I swear, 25 people have asked me about that. I'm just like, no book.
Again, another thing where perhaps you might need to do that.
Oh, geez. That'll be a 2026 project if I do. But
if you do. Well, only do it if it brings you joy, because I have definitely heard from many, many people that writing a book was one of the hardest things they've ever done.
Yeah.
That it is just emotional stress
Yes.
that they have gone through to
Yes.
get through a book that, unless it's something that was within your passion, within your bucket list, within some things that you really wanted to do, that'd be the only reason to do it. If not, it's just truly a question that works with the pun of tails.
Well, it does. Yeah, it was really great too. I love how you like kind of slid that in there. No, but if I were to write it, I mean, I probably would write something about like how to really like live fully kind of thing. So because like in my 20s, like I said, I mean, I was just kind of just all over the place, just as I like to say, those are my reckless and out of control years and everything. And now I'm more refined and everything. No, but on a more serious note, it's definitely, like I said, just opening up more, letting, I wake up now and it's like, I don't know what's going to happen today, but something incredible is going to happen today. I mean, yes, I do have like my calendar, like my schedule, a list of things that I'm going to do today. Yes, I know that, but something incredible is going to happen today. I'm going to meet somebody's going to change my life. I'm going to change their life. Something incredible is going to happen. And even if nothing happens, so what? Okay, so what if I'm wrong? But hey, that gives me a chance for the next day. And so really being, like I said, to just really like live fully and let people in, let the right people in, and let everything begin to like work through it, if that makes sense. So, yeah.
What do you think gives you that optimistic spirit?
Yeah.
Because you definitely, when you walk into a room, like you could just feel this,
no, right?
like this life. You can feel energy, you can feel your optimism. And so, like what is, how do you get that?
Yeah.
Can I just pour it in?
No, people think like I'm like on drugs. I'm like, no, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't pop anything. I'm just waking up.
Is
like
it the kombucha? What's in this kombucha?
I think like rosemary and tea and everything. Whatever it is, kind of thing. But yeah, no. I mean, like I said, it was really, like I said, just coming here the way that I came here. I mean, I didn't come here. I mean, well, I came here on better terms from what I was leaving. But, like I said, I mean, it was really, and I shared this story too for another women's group that I belong to, the Women 360, last week. And, I had just shared with them, like, spending that time with my uncle and my aunt, really like being there, like, and I shared this story with the ladies there, where one night, it was actually this year. I think it was probably like back in March when they were visiting in town, because they primarily live and work in Tennessee, but they have their second home out here, kind of thing. So, I was talking about something, and my uncle, he was yelling at me about something. So I'm talking about, like, well, you need to watch what you're doing and everything. I'm not here, if something happens to you, kind of thing. So I was like, yeah, I don't really be paying attention. I just be walking here and there at night, getting in my car and everything. Not really, just kind of bopping along, kind of thing. And he was just, just really like getting like on me about that and something else. And basically like, I just started crying.
Aww.
I just started, and not because of like what he was saying, but just like, it was like, I had told the ladies, like for the very first time. And once I started crying, my aunt had come and my uncle had come, and they had just held me, kind of thing. And, that was like the first time that I really began to start like opening up. Like I said, like really like, okay, you can let people in. You don't have to put all these walls up, because if you're doing that, how can people get in? How can the right people who really want to see you thrive and see you grow, how can they get in when you have you have no way for them to come in and to welcome them in, kind of thing. And so once that happened, once I knew that I had that, like I know I can do anything. I can go connect with anybody. I can go formulate. I can do so much more, and really mean it now, and really smile, and really mean to smile, really be happy, really laugh, and really, just go out, go do whatever, go dance, be Ashley K. Butler, go be that person. So that's, I don't even know what the question was, but that's pretty much how.
That's how you got your. It was the the fact once your walls came down, once you broke down the wall, that then opened your spirit up. It sounds like, and you're in an industry where, like, thank goodness you broke down your wall, because I was literally talking with another friend who does life insurance and was asking, and I'm like, you're not telling your story. I'm not going to say it here, but he has such a story that connects with life insurance and why people would want to consider it. And it's like, you got to be willing to be personable and share. And like, especially with your industry, if someone wants to, think about investing or think about getting a life insurance, like you got to be vulnerable and be willing to connect. But if you kept your wall up, I'm sure, I'm sure you'd come in with a different energy that people wouldn't be willing to then give and share their vulnerable experiences too. Because let's be real, life insurance isn't the fun
Nobody's
conversation.
excited about that. Yeah.
No one.
Yeah. Nobody's excited about that. And even prior to understanding like becoming your own banker, I really didn't even, I thought of it, it's a necessary evil. It's only this, it's only that. But it's like really understanding, okay, no, there's more uses and purposes to this that can help you out with your other, things, your other investing, your other things here, your other things there, your business or whatever the case is. Like there's more uses to this. There's a lot more to the story than what the mass society is being told, kind of thing. And then of course coupling that, just like you said, with my story. And I didn't even really think much about it. I mean, just like I said, I just thought, oh, okay, this is what happened, kind of thing. And it's like once I shared that with the ladies, and I also shared some other things too, they were like, wow, like this is my first time seeing you like this, like I said, and I had also cried there too, and I definitely shared some tears. But it means it's like the tears that I cried today. It's more so like, wow, look how far you have come from. Like not being sad or anything, but just like, wow, look how much growth has happened. Look how many people that I would have missed out on had I still kept all those walls up, and where where they were there and they were waiting. But it's just until you get rid of them, nobody will come, kind of thing. So
it's so true. So that is excellent that you were able to almost identify that on your own, and be able to, because there's so many people who may not know it's because they're putting up a wall and may have wonders on why they're not having the right connections and things of that sort. And so,
right. Yeah. So once I got the human piece down and really got Ashley K. Butler down, and then the rest, after that, the rest just became easy. Like life became easy, versus like, oh, I gotta go do this. I gotta go do all these things. I gotta go make this happen. No, just make it easy. Life is supposed to be easy. I mean, yes, there's gonna be some challenges here and there and everything too, but it's supposed to be like a flow kind of thing. So yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah. That's excellent. So if you were to leave one tip for a individual W-2 person and one tip for a business owner, what would be those tips?
Oh wow. Let's see here. I've been on both ends of the aisle here. For a W-2 person, I definitely would say, oh gosh. I probably would say definitely make sure, again, speaking from the financial perspective, definitely making sure that you understand, where everything is, where you're understanding like where everything is. And I know I'm not talking about just like your budget or your cash flow analysis or anything like that, but definitely making sure that check elsewhere besides, okay, yes, I'm glad I have what I have at work. But definitely make sure that I have, especially if you have a family, making sure that you understand all your benefits of what you have, and then going to go take care of those gaps. And not even just for financial, but also for other things too, mental, spiritual, your physical health, looking at all the other areas too, filling in those gaps there where you may not be able to get them at work. And definitely for my business people, I'll speak to the newer entrepreneurs and newer business people and newer salespeople for sure, because I'm still technically there. I'm still technically maybe like a year or so, and a year and a few months in. So definitely, enjoy the journey. Enjoy, all the people that you're going to meet. Like, even though there may be sometimes some meetings and, that may not go anywhere, or some connections and like, I don't know, this is an interesting character here, but just continue to do them, continue to build those relationships, and also continue to follow up. I still have to do that today too as well. But definitely do that. And definitely for our veteran business owners, really, I lean a lot on Alpha Omega Wealth's experience, because Joe, our president, he's been in the industry, I think, for 48 years. Yvonne, this is her 33rd year, I think, in business. And so I lean a lot on like their expertise. So continue doing what you're doing. And business is boring. All the excitement and everything like that. Typically, you see a lot of people come and go. Continue to do whatever is routine, whatever is getting you, the results, that your outcome that you're looking for. Continue to do the thing that keeps you where you are, and don't change your value system for that or anything. So
consistency is key in just about any endeavor that you want to be successful at.
Absolutely. So,
that is excellent. Well, Ashley, thank you so very much for coming here to the studio. It was so great to have you here and learn more about your story and just how you got to where you are. So Alpha Omega Wealth, changing lives forever. Reach out to Ashley K. Butler. She's here to help you out, and as you can tell, she's just an awesome person to talk to. So there we go.
Don't be modest, girl. Oh my God.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching Tales with Taylor. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the Financial Potion YouTube channel to never miss an episode.